Hello everyone, welcome back to Racing League Hub. As you can see, we're well underway with qualifying, and we'll try and catch up with things as quickly as possible, and hopefully catch the final runs. So, we're about 2 minutes left, so it's possible that we're just starting those final runs. We've got Booty, he is right round at the start of the lap. We've got Banter Brandon has done his fastest lap on the medium tyres. 7th place is good enough for him, it seems. He's had enough and ends the session a minute or two early. We'll try and pick up some drivers as they cross the line. We've got Adidas around there on an outlap. Pedro Silva looks like he's backed out of that, invalidated. Seems to be going again though, and one of the Alpha Tauris, which is the only one, that's another slow lap. He's got damage, so back to the pits. That's qualifying over for, we're going to go with fine for that name, and see if we got it right a little bit later on. But yeah, struggling to get back into the pits with that damage. We've got Formula SB coming around the final corner to start his lap, and that is Adidas, who we've seen already starting a lap. We've got Alex coming across the line. That was a lap, and he goes half a second quicker, goes P8 as it stands. We've got Wolvesy coming across the line, goes P4 with a 15.9. Big improvement for him as well, and that's qualifying done for him. He backs out of that one. Booty is coming to a crawl in the final sector. Jappy, I think, has gone across the line. Maybe starting a lap, actually. We've got the Sol Alpine of Sigara Matu. That's going to be a little difficult to get out in the heat of the race a little later on. But Booty comes across the line to start his lap, finally. You saw him right round at the start of this outlap. He's now very much on his flying lap and into turn 1. Gets it nicely slowed down, a little bit of curb on the exit, but got away with it nicely. And it will not be too long before we get a first sector time from him. We've got a Ferrari coming across the line. That's Miranda starting a lap. We've got to watch out for one of the Red Bulls. That is Formula SB. He's already made his way back round to the start-finish line, and he'll pop that DRS open, driving for the line. It's a 15.3. He goes provisional pole with that one. So that's the marker they've got to beat. We've got Adidas coming across the line. Does improve slightly, P11. Alex, that was not an improvement that time. Pedro Silva has invalidated, so we'll not see an improvement from him. Siga Ramatu is in the final couple of corners. F7 we've been corrected on for the Alpha Tauri driver, so we'll go with that for the rest of the evening. And Siga coming back around the final corner, and a little bit of improvement there as well. P9 for him. Mercedes coming into the pits. Annoyed Gamer taking a massive amount of speed into the pit lane. Ends up back on the track somehow. Luckily no one else around to impede, and comes across the line, P10. Miranda, is he improving? We'll go with him because he is in the last couple of corners now. And he's pulling off into the pit lane, so that's that one. Formula SB is completed. I think that might be it for qualifying. Yeah. Everyone else is either in the pits or has a little checkered flag next to their name. So that's qualifying completed, and it's Formula SB on pole with that 15.3, half a second clear of Booty in the first of the Red Bulls, I believe, is he? Or is it? No, he's a Haas, isn't he? Yeah, so Red Bull still carrying, even though they've got the white livery, they're still carrying the blue team logo, of course. So yeah, Booty for Haas, Luke for Alfa Romeo, Wolvesy, Miranda, who we are just waiting to get out of the car before we move on. F7 in P6, Sigaramatu in P7, Banter Brandon P8, and we'll get the rest of the standings as we get the classified order. Confirmation then, and yeah, your top 8 as we've just mentioned. Alex is P9, Annoyed Gamer is taking a step up from C4 this evening. P10, Adidas, and he'll take a fresh set of tyres, of course. So just one of the top 10 starting on the mediums. Adidas, Jappy, Pedro Silva, Maverick, and Mohamed Guna is your 15 runners. And we'll be out any moment now on the grid as they lock in their starting fuel loads and strategies. And underway then, of course, on the formation lap. And we will just have a quick check on proceedings. Hopefully keep up with any comments. Feel free to send them in, of course. If you're driving, do it while you're... well, I don't know. Do it while you're in the pits, on the grid, anything, I don't know. Yeah, that's probably more of a comment for qualifying. Don't want to be commenting too much during the race. Yeah, a little bit more to concentrate on. But if you are viewing with us, feel free to get your comments in. We'll try and keep up and read them out. And yeah, it's always good fun to get some interaction going and maybe some predictions as well. And also always some reaction, because I'm sure we are going to get just as much drama as we usually see. Hungary tends to throw up some good races in RLH. There's definitely been some classics over the years. Always a bit of an element of weather as well, which could come into play in the latter part of this evening's race. All looks dry and bright at the moment, so that remains to be seen. But we're away with Formula SB taking us away on the formation lap. And he's getting his foot down, isn't he? He wants to get round and get this race underway. And the others, I'm sure, will have to keep up. We've got one car reset to the grid already. Two cars reset to the grid. Didn't go very far at all. That's interesting, because they're on opposite sides of the track. So somehow they've come together. In fact, that's reset them, hasn't it? Yeah, but even so, it's come together very early on. Didn't even make it anywhere near turn one. So yeah, that's that. And a big gap forming, actually. Pretty much around where they were on the grid, is it? No, it's Miranda who's sort of in no man's land there. And then big gap back to F7. They'll hopefully get that closed up around the back of the circuit. And we'll not be waiting too long by the time the leaders get back round to the grid. And we'll just have a quick check on the standings, because I'm not an expert on C3. Far from it. Wolvesy is still out the front of the championship. As you can see, he's P4 this evening. And we'll just actually, while we're at it, while we're remembering, get a little bit of data on the screen. Position change is always useful at the start of the race, of course. But yeah, Wolvesy 218. Luke in second place. Comfortable second place at the moment on 158. He starts just ahead of his championship rival. And then you've got the likes of Frenzy, who I can't see on the grid this evening. He's in P3. Adidas is, yeah, he's starting P11, but on, I imagine, on an alternate strategy, is he? Yes, he's gone very long on those hard tyres, along with Maverick as well. One of two to start on the hards, so it'll be interesting to see how he can make that work. As we've said, currently sits P4 in the standings, and then you've got Booty in P5 just ahead of Ridders and Miranda. And Alex is, where's he starting this evening? Starting P9. He'll be looking for just 1 point to get himself into triple digits. But we're back on the grid with all 15 cars, of course, and we'll try and get to the front of it, because we've got lights coming on. There's 4 of them already. 5 when they go out. We will be racing with C3. We've got the car not gone away at the front. No, that's Carnage further back. As who's that? Is that that's Formula SB has not got off the grid. An absolute chaos behind. We've got at least 2 cars. We've got Alex and Maverick. We've got a virtual safety car straight away. So, and the real safety car is now out as well, having had a bit of a fit there on the mini map. But wow, what on earth just happened there? And we've got some penalties as well. I was just about to say, everyone seems to have gotten away with that, but as the safety car is called, we get a little bit of contact, and we've now got cars going absolutely nowhere. So I imagine with, yeah, this is becoming a bit of a problem now, because we've got cars that, because the VSC was called so early, you get all sorts of issues with cars being spun and yellow flag overtakes not being cancelled out, which is frankly pathetic. But unfortunately, it's left us with at least 3 cars with penalties. And as you can see, we've got a McLaren now off the track as a result of having no front wing. So, Formula SB is still running by the looks of things. I have absolutely no idea as to the reason why he either didn't get the signal to start the race or just was locked in position, but we'll try and press on as best we can. We do have, of course, as we've mentioned, a full safety car, so the pack will bunch up. They will probably get challenged. Wolvesy pits, as does Luke, so your top two in the championship are the first two. Push the button on that one, and they'll drop all the way down to probably staying around 7th and 8th, actually, because I think the majority of those further back have damage. But yeah, hopefully we'll get those penalties cleared. It's a little bizarre to me at times that you get those penalties cleared under the safety car, but it does make it a little easier to sort when there's such sort of, I guess, unfair penalties in that case, with the illegal overtake and things like that, and contact as soon as the VSC is called, that sort of thing. But we've got a lot of front wings going on, we've got a lot of tyres being changed, and yeah, the penalty is indeed being served by the looks of it, so that should sort everything out. So even though we've got a bit of a mixed up order, and we did just go away from that position change, didn't we? So we can look at that now. Booty up 1, who's the big winner. Annoyed Gamer up from 10th on the grid to P3. Jappy's gone up 7 as well. The big loser is your pole sitter, Formula SB, who went absolutely nowhere. Beyond that, it's Sigger down 6, and there's 5 in there as well. That's Luke, who's pitted. So, yeah, big sort of mix-up on the grid. Mohammed Guna has somehow, in amongst all that, still gone up 3 places. Did he pit? Because he did pit, and so did Sigger, but their penalties haven't cleared. So I wonder what they were for. Let's just have a look at what all the penalties are for. So we've got severe collisions. So it's all severe. Ah, right, hang on, they had 10 seconds. So yeah, they've served 1 by the looks of it, I would imagine. Go back to our trusty as yeah, Booty just wants to make sure he doesn't run into the back of the safety car there, as I have completely messed that up. Yeah, if we go back to penalties, yeah, Mohammed Guna and Sigger now have just 5 seconds each, so they've at least served 1 of those off and have chance of making a bit of a race of it still, despite that chaos. Barely, what, 50 metres into this race, and we've got perhaps a... we'll just catch up with a few bits here. What's going on? So Sigger's come back in again by the looks of it. He's played his penalty completely. Mohammed Guna's continued on. Maverick has also been in the pits. He drops to the back of the field. And yeah, just a little bit of movement behind the scenes going on. No sign of the safety car in just yet. Okay, apologies for that. Very much back with you. As you can see, we're now into lap 4. Still no green flag action to report on. We do have some further movement. So Miranda has... Wait a minute. This is an issue because Miranda has just moved 5 cars further back, and I'm guessing that is... we have an issue here, as we've now got Alex, I think that is it? No, it's Luke again, facing the wrong way. Yeah, we've got 2 more penalties added in there as well. That is not too good. So we've got some severe desync going on for a change. And Luke then has dropped all the way back to 14th place. As safety car is in this lap. I'm starting to think there may be a bit of an issue here with your pole sitter, and that might be linked to what happened at the start of the race. But there's also Miranda there doing all sorts of bizarre movements. So yeah, we'll press on for now, but it certainly looks like we have a bit of a fundamental issue here with the Ferrari, and we're going to try and get back underway, but we'll have to keep an eye on things as Booty is way up the front. Green flag racing is underway once again. We've got F7 though coming in from behind and can't quite make the move stick into turn 1. Annoyed Gamer making a great statement up from C4 this evening, and he's already in the podium positions, found his way through all the drama, and but look at this, we've got a real fight on our hands at the front of the field. Let's just have a look at the tyre situation. So the top 3 are all still on the soft tyres, so they'll have to push on and try and get a bit of a gap to begin with, but at the moment we've got F7 very much on the back of Booty, and Annoyed Gamer just in a bit of a front row seat, as we've got yet more issues there with Alex now looking like he's been around and involved in another incident, and is very much back at the back of the pack. Booty hanging on for now through this middle sector as F7 runs a little bit wide. May have just picked up a penalty, well, a warning for that at this early stage, so we'll have to watch for that coming through later on. And it looks like Alex is having some pretty fundamental issues, maybe overheated the tyres at this stage, but yeah, unfortunate for him. Back round to the start of another lap, we've got Booty leading us round. Looks to maybe have just broken the charge to F7. We've got a that is okay. I saw something there that I'm not sure actually happened, but yeah, Annoyed Gamer now under pressure from Banter Brandon. Those mediums looking not too bad at all. He started on those, of course. He was the only one of the top 10 to qualify on the yellow sidewall tyre, and he's looking to go all the way around the outside of Annoyed Gamer through turn 2. Couldn't quite make it. He got squeezed out before the right-hander of 3, but definitely is the one to watch on those mediums. He's already starting to make an impression on the top 3. As we come into the second sector, nowhere really for him to go unless Annoyed Gamer makes a mistake. Does run just a little bit wide. The chicane is not a place to send it. You have to be a long way alongside to make that one work. And through the middle sector now, unless Annoyed Gamer gets offline and makes a bit of a mess of it, you've got to say there's probably nowhere for Brandon to go. But he'll try and follow him as closely as possible and get there ready for the next lap, but he's just about edging alongside him. Lets him go, and Annoyed Gamer's gone deep. That'll be a move done now into the penultimate corner. Around the outside, he sweeps into the left-hand hairpin, and he's up into the podium positions. We've got yellow flags as so Alex is retired from the session. The car's coming back out on track. Hopefully it doesn't cause any issues. It should stop in I don't know, sort of a few corners time. But yeah, we've got F7 actually closing back in on Booty. We'll just keep an eye on that Alpha. It should pull to the side of the track, and it does. Oh, right in front of the leader. Booty's out of the race. Once again, this brilliant game comes to the rescue. Lap 7, we've got a second safety car, and, well, it's just embarrassing, isn't it? How can this be acceptable? Booty, you've got to feel for him. He was at the head of the pack, and yeah, don't know what the solution is in this situation, really. 7 laps in of 35, and we've lost one of the major players. Yeah, what do you say in a situation like that? The game is so broken, and it's all alright because we've got a white Red Bull. Talk about priorities. Alex, in fairness to him, retired in the pits as per the regulations. It's unbelievable that the car still rejoins to the track and then retires a couple of corners later. Yeah. I don't know what to say. It's times like this that league racing is just pointless on this platform. It's getting the basics right, and Codemasters are repeatedly not doing that. And yeah, seem to think everything's all nice and rosy, which is really disappointing because there's so much potential with the F1 games. Got Wolvesy out there on a set of inters, which I can only imagine is some sort of bizarre error, and he'll have to be back in straight away on the next lap because that is not going to be sustainable. Everyone else is on the mediums apart from Adidas, and we've got another penalty for Guna for contact with Pedro Silva. What on earth is going on? I'm starting to get the feeling this whole lobby is glitched, to be honest. We might be fighting a losing battle because I don't understand. If I just saw that correctly, that was Mohamed Guna, severe collision with Pedro Silva. Those two are absolutely nowhere near each other on the track. I have no idea what's going on. I think the lobby is broken, and I'm probably inclined to say this race will be either postponed or cancelled altogether because it's a bit of a farce, these first 8 laps. And the fact that it's not the first time this season that's happened, it sort of backs up my point on the state of the Codemasters F1 games at the moment. In terms of what's actually happening on track, we've got Brandon leading from Jappi and Adidas going into lap 9. We've got Jordan Mason in the comments. How did the Red Bull not get a penalty for that crash under the safety car? Honestly, no idea. I don't know at the moment. So we're back underway on the track, and yeah, the clouds are coming in. Apologies for the lack of commentary. There's some movement going on behind the scenes. For now, though, we still have a race on our hands with Brandon leading Jappi. Adidas is making those hards work for him. He started on those and has made his way through as others have pitted. He's up into the podium places at the moment, but Formula SB on the mediums behind. And just going to get news through that I think we're going to see the postponement. We've got another car out there on Inters, so that's 2 now. So yeah, I think we're getting news in now that the race is going to be called at this point, and we'll probably see some sort of postponement as we've only completed 10 laps are on the board, but in terms of actual racing laps completed, it's been very few. So apologies to everyone who's tuned in, apologies to all the C3 drivers. We do the best we can with the tools we are given, but unfortunately it's just not possible to get a race out of this. So while there are still drivers going around on track, we will stick with you and just sort of bring things to a close. But it does definitely look, we've had a few drivers who, as far as I'm aware, never show any sort of network issue, and it seems that 3 or 4 have been affected this evening, not least with what happened off the start line. But it's really causing issues further down the pack, so it will probably take place. There's no break week from now to the end of the season, so it may have to, if we reschedule, it may have to shuffle the season back for C3 1 week. This is all speculation, of course. Yeah, and we've got another safety car out on track actually, as we have F7 in the wall, but confirmation that C3 round 9 in Hungary will be cancelled from this point forward, and will be the possibility of a reschedule will definitely be looked at. Absolutely no information on that at this stage. We'll try and get that out for everyone as soon as possible. But thanks again for joining us, and unfortunately racing this evening cut short, but join us again later in the week. Tomorrow and Thursday we'll have action live on YouTube. So thanks again, and apologies, and enjoy the rest of your evening. Goodbye.